I know you're wondering what this music is, and to be honest, I told everyone I don't dance because I hate it, first of all. But that's some good old Danish floor music, folk music. And of course, talking about Danish folk music because you know what? They channeled their inner ancestors as they pillaged the entire major. Astralis have yet again won another major, third time in a row, and they did an 18-0. Well done to them. Never dancing again. Holy So on the 35th episode of the World of Esports, it should be no surprise out there for you guys that it's going to be pretty much Counter-Strike focused with obviously the Berlin Major just wrapping up this last weekend. We actually do have an interview with THORIN we were able to talk to. We actually take a look back at the Intel Grand Slam with Liquid as well. But beyond Counter-Strike, we also have a new game to talk about for you today. It's going to be Apex Legends. We talked about a couple different battle royales over the course of this season. Well, you know what? Apex has a big tournament coming up. It's the Apex Legends Preseason Invitational. It's going to be done here from Poland as well. So to get you guys brought up to speed of what's going down in the game, we're actually going to kind of give you a refresher course of what the game's about and what you can do in it. But ladies and gentlemen, let's kick off today's episode of the World of Esports. So luckily for us, while THORIN was busy signing his autographs, he actually took a quick second to talk to us about the recent, and when I say recent, like right after the actual quarterfinal happened, match between Liquid and Astralis. So here, what he has to say.
What actually happened in the match now was the first signs I've seen of maybe something like the old Astralis. So I agree, Team Liquid, they definitely didn't come in 100%. They didn't look like the team from the summer that won all the Grand Slam events, was unbeatable and was on this, I mean, everyone kept saying different numbers, but apparently it was either 22 or 25 or 26 best of X series wins in a row. But I actually thought gradually they looked better because even when they had the tough games against Mousesports, they were still edging them out. They were still the ones coming out on top. Whereas if you remember, the two best games that Astralis was involved in were the crazy one on Dust 2 and the NRG one on Train, which were all the overtimes, and they lost both. So I actually thought coming in, a lot of the small factors maybe went Team Liquid, even though I think both of them actually weren't in the amazing form they could have been familiar this year.
If you feel bad for Liquid because they didn't make it through past the quarterfinals in the major, well, don't, because you know what? They made $1 million back at ESL 1 Cologne. You might be asking yourself, well, Jason, how did they do that? We can find out here in part 1 of our Intel Grand Slam Season 2 recap.
Has to play this to perfection. Smoke on his right, tap on the bomb, spray through, 8 HP, and Alex is forced to move, forced to get away, and the smoke's still down. At least knows he's nowhere else. He has to be there. He is so smart. He clears everything. 3 steps ahead, and he gets championship point for Liquid.
Look, in 2018, when Zeus was the coach and Taco was the 5th player for this team, they were making final after final, but they kept getting defeated by their #1 foe of Astralis. And look, Astralis are the greatest team of all time. What they did in 2018, I don't think it can be matched.
Team Liquid made it to 5 grand finals in 2018, losing all of them, and watched Astralis take home the first edition of the Intel Grand Slam in the span of 9 tournaments and 232 days. Going into 2019, the North American roster was looking for revenge. Coach Zeus and star support Taco were traded to MIBR for major winner Stewie 2K, while former Liquid player Eric Adren Hogue was brought in as the team's new coach. These changes were made in the hopes of overcoming their long-standing curse of second-place finishes and finally climb to the summit of the world rankings in the process.
Sydney for them was not only where it made the community start to realize this team was going to be something special, but it made themselves start to believe that they were going to be something special, and it made themselves believe that they had it within them to be one of the best teams in the world. A team like that had been so close for so long, that first event just opens the floodgates, and that's what starts it all. Stewie could finally push him over the edge of being someone who could take on Astralis. And even when they did it early on in the year, no one really believed that it would continue quite yet.
But now it's going to be Stewie. It has to get aggressive. Good find on the first one. Best chance for Liquid, and it's a one-on-one. Smoke. Oh! Three, but he fires into it and times it perfectly.
Winning at Sydney was a very special moment. It was our first big win. It was our first notch at the Grand Slam. We took the win. I actually had my wife there. She saw the win for the first time, so it was very exciting for me personally. And just being in Sydney in general, like, it was our first time out of the country, so it was a really special moment for me. And just winning in general, like, it was our first Tier 1 tournament win, I think, of 2019 at the Grand Slam. So it really meant a lot to us, and that's where it kick-started.
Forward for MVP for that few balls. Back to Nitro. He might do it on his own. He's got it down to just Crims. He's low this time. He's clutched back too. Surely not another. Tries to bait out the defuse. Nitro peaks. Confirms that he's not on it. And Elise holds his nerve. It's championship point for Liquid. Twist still waits. He'll peek. Froland spotted. He's got the CZ and he's gone. It's all on to JW. Smoked away. And it's done finally.
Give it up for Team Liquid. Your Intel Extreme Masters Sydney 2019 champion.
DreamHack Dallas was their second stop. It was a little bit deeper after Sydney. It was the second stop for the Intel Grand Slam. That was a big test because you have ENCE there. They had to face the demons that knocked him out of IEM Katowice, knocked him out at the major. Team Liquid has made every grand final except for the major. So that one against ENCE, that upset loss to ENCE was really, really upsetting.
DreamHack Dallas, we put against ENCE. We had a little rivalry going on between them. They beat us at the major earlier this year, so I really wanted to get revenge from that. We played them in a couple best of ones in Blast, if I'm not mistaken, and we tied a couple times. So we really wanted to prove our worth and prove that we're the better team, and that was our second notch in the Grand Slam. So that tournament meant a lot for us as well. And winning on home soil is also a special moment, and we had a lot of great fans there and stuff. So it was a great feeling.
Twist has to be so perfect in position on A. He can sense players on the other side. It's going to be a kill for Twist, surely. He gets the first. Is this where it ends? Alu in a 3 versus 1. Shot Twist is tagged.
But he's got the kill. And Liquid have it. They've got the championship. They've got Masters.
It's now time for some news, and the wait is finally over as MIBR have announced coldzera's replacement with Vito KNG Giuseppe, a 26-year-old player that has previously represented INTZ, or INTZ, and will now join the famous Brazilian roster and help them prepare for the upcoming Blast Pro Series Moscow. KNG has been supporting INTZ since September 2018, and his biggest achievements include helping his former team qualify for the Berlin Major. Mousesports are coming back to Rocket League. As announced on the organization's official website, Mousesports are preparing for the 2019/2020 Rocket League Championship Series Season 8 with a new lineup, which includes a lot and 2 core members of the Bricks, Speed, and Kuxer 97. The new roster debuted at the recently concluded DreamHack Montreal, however, they were not able to make it past the group stage. Some people say that CSGO is slowly dying, but the recent statistics can easily prove all of these people are wrong. According to the Steam charts, in August, Counter-Strike Global Offensive has reached its highest number of average players since its release back in 2012, peaking at over 415,000 players. That's a significant increase compared to last year, when the average number of players reached 283,000, and is even more surprising if you consider the fact that summer months are usually the ones with the lowest number of active players. Godsend is back. After ceasing all of its operations last year, the Swedish esports organization originally created by Pronax himself will once more rise again to make some noise on the international scene. All thanks to a merger with another Swedish organization, the Final Tribe, which has teams in games like Dota 2, League of Legends, Hearthstone, and TFT players who will now all play under the Godsend banner, together with a new CSGO roster that, according to the press release, will be led, once again, by Pronax. Here on the World of Esports, we've talked about quite a different Battle Royale games. This time, we're going to be talking about Apex Legends. And to get you guys up to speed of what's going down coming up in this next week, we have the Apex Legends Preseason Invitational. Here's what the game is about.
We're no strangers to the Battle Royale genre these days, as a host of popular titles have emerged through a short span of years, each presenting new takes on the formula. With all those games out there vying for attention, it's about time we're doing a rundown of Apex Legends. Here's a battle royale that came out of left field and absolutely took the gaming scene by storm. The title, developed by Titanfall developers Respawn Entertainment and published by EA Games, exceeded expectations as the game smashed Fortnite's previous 2-week download record of 10 million, with a massive 25 million downloads in its first week. These download numbers speak volumes of the game's quick surge to the top, and the free-to-play title saw a huge number of streamers and pros try their hand at the game, quickly establishing a budding esports scene with multiple teams jumping into the fray. However, despite its popularity, Apex Legends hasn't really become an esports mainstay as of yet. The most unique aspect of the game is its strict and standard 3-player squads mode. There are no solos or duos here. Nope. It's all done in threes, and each character has unique abilities that can complement their teammates in different ways, leading to an Overwatch-esque take on the Battle Royale game mode. Apart from the 8 original and 2 newest characters to choose from, there's also a wide variety of weapons in the game, from close-range shotgun pistols to energy-loaded triple-shot sniper rifles. It's got something for everyone. To top it all off, the movement in Apex Legends is based around agility and giving the characters a nimble feel, making even the biggest characters such as Gibraltar and Pathfinder feel light as a feather. This makes for fluid traversal of the map, whether it be up walls, down hills, or just sliding across the ground for that extra action hero feel.
Enemy down.
The game sees a lot of content being released as well, having just spawned its newest expansion based around the character Wraith. A mysterious event has happened, opening up a rift in the laboratory on the map. What's below the rift and how it all happened is up to the players to find out, and one thing is for certain, the area is a high-intensity zone of trigger-happy players. Along with this new addition to the map, a new game mode has also seen the light of day. A shotgun and snipers only mode called Armed and Dangerous, which forces players to engage in long and close quarters combat. So if you're looking for a team-based battle royale that mixes up the formula with unique characters and abilities, then Apex Legends is the place to go. Realism is kicked to the curb and bland colors are swapped out with a bright palette that brings out the game's cartoony feel. 4 out of 6 World of Esports certified fun points are therefore in order. See you on the battlefield.
Got you.
We begin our social media section with a shot right in the feels. The recently concluded major in Berlin showed us many emotions, but one of the players that took it the hardest was definitely Alexi B from ENCE. And now it's time for another pro tip for all you League of Legends fans out there. Luckily for me, I learned that tip a long time ago. And to top it all off, this is how it's like to be avant-garde.
Drop it.
Though I think that video would be a little bit shorter after the grand final. All right, so boys and girls, we got Vertigo here on your screen. We can see obviously how the map's gonna break down. And here we have another map for you. That's something we're not gonna show on air. So what we will do, luckily, is have Fallen take over and do a map talk with us about Overpass and about Train.
Train, in my opinion, a very good thing about Train is the fact that you can really play and do much things with the AWP. It's a map where it's very outpaced. You pretty much can play up on all sides and all positions. Maybe not on ladder, but there are some crazy guys who can do it like Oscar. But I don't recommend that. And a bad thing is the fact that because of being a very outpaced map, most of people who don't really play on a team environment, they're gonna find the map very hard to play because so many angles you can get shot from, and you feel like a T side you don't get much chance to play if you don't really do the correct plays and use good flashes or really smoke off the sides to get in. So it's hard for amateurs to play the map, in my opinion. For the casual players, I would give tips. First, make sure you know pretty much 7 or 8 smokes on the map. You gotta make sure you know how to smoke the 2B smokes, one that connects towards the Z position and the other one that goes in between the trains, so you can make those strategies where you execute and then you can move further. And on the A side, I would recommend knowing how to smoke the Ivy part from ladder, the one that you throw over the window. And from mid, you need to make sure you can smoke Z as well, the connector one. And also 5 lane, the sandwich one, E-box. So I already mentioned it, 4 or 5, and then all the 3 smokes towards the side. The one that goes to the top, the one that's the right side and the left side as well. Overpass, in my opinion, is a quite fascinating map because it's so big, the rotations are so long that you have many ways to approach the map as both sides. So it's quite interesting to see the matchups on that map. And it's a map that first, I think the players didn't really like it, but with some couple tweaks here and there, it became one of the best maps in my opinion. And so I like it a lot because you have a lot of different strategical approaches for it. And as a bad thing about overpass, I would say the train, right? No one likes the train going in. Sometimes you do the 5-man boost, you're about to shoot someone, then the train goes in, you miss the timing, or sometimes you want to throw a grenade, so throw a flashbang over B, and here comes the train again, you have to okay, wait, the train's passing by. So I would say the train should be removed in my opinion. For casual players on overpass, you definitely, as a T side, you wanna know how to smoke the A side properly. And basically on the A side, either you are smoking bank in the headshot position, like the ramp position, or you're kind of making an opposite execute where you're going to smoke the central box towards the truck and then smoke the truck as well. So either you're going to contest and try to win the truck in the central area, or you're going to just block them off, get the bomb plan, and then play the after plan after.
It's time for another funny segment. This time it's going to be Know Your Bro with FaZe Clan. It's going to be Neo and Nico here to see what they know about each other.
Who in our team sleeps the most?
Sleeps? Oh, sleeps. Guardian.
Yeah, I would
sleeps the most in our team.
Yeah, I would say Guardian as well.
Guardian is the most in the team.
You think so? Isn't it Howie after he started going to the gym? Or no, he's on a diet?
I will stick. Yeah, you fat. Oh, it's Guardian.
Guardian, yeah.
We don't make jokes in the team, man. Everything is dead serious.
I can see that. Yeah. Who's that? Olo? I don't know, man.
He gets bad jokes.
Yeah.
No, everyone makes the jokes here and there, but we don't have the set guy who is just like a troll. I think that's me. I like to travel to every event. I like to attend to every event.
Yeah, that's what I heard when I came to the team, that He wants to go everywhere.
So I guess that's me.
Chill would be Howie.
Chill is Rain, and angry can be between me and Olaf.
I agree on that one.
A knife player? Fuck me, you all suck at knife.
Yeah, but we never knife people.
I think Guardian is good with knives. I like to play a lot.
Yeah.
I think like players in our team have periods where they play a lot, and then they have periods where they don't play a lot, so it's random. But I try to play as much as I can.
Over the last week, ESL and DreamHack have announced something quite new, looking to shape the CS scene in a professional and the challenger sense, I guess I should say. It's called the ESL Pro Tour. If you guys haven't seen what it is just yet, check out this video to learn a little bit more.
Counter-Strike has grown for the past 6 or 7 years. Tournaments have gone from studios and convention centers to major arenas. Over that time, we have built some of the world's most amazing tournaments. When there were few of them, the purpose was clear, and we didn't really need to connect them into a single story. When they became many, that sense of purpose got lost to some degree. There wasn't a narrative, there wasn't a rhythm. And it's exactly this that we want to address. So we had a good look at what we had, and we took it apart and put the pieces back together to arrive at what is our vision for Counter-Strike. All of our competitions will be categorized into Challenger and Masters events. Challenger events will be at the foundation. This is where future stars will get the first opportunities to shine before they become world-class players. World-class teams will play on the Masters level. Those will be lucrative tournaments on the world's biggest stages and on 5 different continents. You could say, hey, it's still the same tournaments, but what's profoundly different are the links between them. Each event will help drive the story to its grand conclusion. In esports, we need to identify the best team in the world. We will do that twice a year at the Masters Championship tournaments, Intel Extreme Masters Katowice in the winter and ESL One Cologne in the summer. No more scattered standalone tournaments. Instead, one extraordinary story where every chapter, every page has a purpose and a meaning. One place for players to start their journey and to finish it. That's what the ESL Pro Tour will be.
That's going to do it for another episode of the World of Esports here in Katowice, Poland. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel and of course the video as well, because it makes us all here in this room very, very happy. Also tweet to us with the hashtag World of Esports about any tournaments, players, any games, anything you want us to look into in the future for other episodes. We'll 100% be doing that for you when you do tweet to us. And pay attention, ESL One New York coming up in about 2 weeks of time. It's going to be crazy in the Big Apple. Make sure you guys watch that one. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jason Kaplan. Thanks for watching. Well played.